the ship, immediately there met him out of the tomb a man with an unclean spirit, who had his dwelling among the tomb, and no man could bind him, no, not with chains, because he had been often bound with feather and chain, and the chains had been plucked as under by him, and the feathers broken to pieces, neither could any man tame him. And always, night and day, he was in the mountains and in the tombs crying and cutting himself with stones. But when he saw Jesus afar off, he ran and worshipped him and cried with a loud voice and said, "What have I to do with thee, Jesus, thy Son of the Most High God? I adjure thee by God, that thou torment me not." For he said unto him, "Come out of him, come out of the man, thou unclean spirit." And he asked him, "What is thy name?" And he answered, saying, "My name is Legion, for we are many." My brothers and my sisters, today I come to talk to you with reference about unclean spirits. First of all, here's a man, a grown man, walking around naked in a graveyard. A grown man, out of his mind, walking around, hanging out in a cemetery, a graveyard. And so today I come to tell you about when Jesus came on the scene. When the man, this demonic spirit that was in the man, saw Jesus afar off, the Bible tells us he ran and cried out, "Son of the Most High God, what have I to do with thee?" An unclean spirit can identify with the Holy One, the real one, Jesus, comes on the scene. There are so many of our young people today, so many of grown folks today that are been hanging around the graveyard, if I will, clothed but naked. Their mind has been closed in by circumstances of the world and allowed unclean spirits to come in and bob on their mind and their hearts and their thinking. We have to be careful what we allow to come into our spirits. Magazines, DVDs, CDs, what we watch on television, what we read in the newspaper, what we hear on radio, all of those things carry with them unclean and sometimes demonic spirits. A man and a woman come together out of wedlock, shacking up, whatever the case might be. And even though the man put a glove on, brother, let me tell you something. Before you can put that glove on, that spirit has attached himself inside of that glove. You better get some sense, because they are everywhere. And they go to and fro to attack who they may and cause us to fall short and to miss out on the things of God. But when Jesus came on the scene, he spoke to this unclean spirit. Notice now, he spoke to the spirit, and he didn't request the spirit. He didn't request of the spirit. He did not ask the spirit. He did not beg the spirit, but he commanded the spirit to come out of the man. And there on the scene was a herd of swines. And spirit, Legion, spoke and said, don't suffer us to go and just dive off, but he wanted to go, and so there was this herd of swine. And so when Jesus commanded them to come out, these spirits, there was about 2,000 heads of swine, these spirits came and they went and attached themselves into the swines. And when the swines became imputed with the spirits, even the swine didn't want the spirits. They ran and they jumped into the river, indicating that the situation was drowning. They cleansed themselves and killed themselves. And I say to you today, the folks, the caretakers of the cemetery, after they witnessed what had just taken place, they ran and told the people of the town, come and see the man that was naked, the man who walked around and hanged around and cut himself with stones. Come and see this man whom Jesus had set free.